Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And we got another hot one for you this week. But before we get into all of that, you know what time it is. Zoe's got a shout out.
Yo, I do have a shout out. Thank y'all for listening. We back. That's it.
And in full effect. So, look, this week we're going to be talking about in stressful situations, do you react or do you respond? And we're going to talk about the differences between the two, right? So, strap in. Let the Kings talk about it. All right, good people. Hey, welcome back to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And as I am every single week, I'm Alan.
Yo, it's your boy Twine, man. You know what time it is, aka Twine. Ask me about my podcast. Bah, bah, bah.
It's your friend your mentor, Calvin D. Hill.
All right, fantastic. So since technically I guess this was my topic, I will, even though, anyway, so when in stressful situations, the reason it came up really is because when I see people that are stressed, usually I see them just reacting. And what I mean by reacting is, to me, a reaction response is a response to a stressor that does not require any thought, meaning it is your knee-jerk reaction to stressful situations. It's not something that it wasn't a measured response. It wasn't something you thought about. It wasn't a situation where you said, okay, this happened, I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna respond. It was, this happened, I did this. Which is, unfortunately, when I look around just in society at large, is what I most of the time see. Is I see most people reacting to situations that go on around them and the situations that happen in their household rather than responding. That cough indicates you had something, sir?
No, I'm trying to think. I don't react to a lot of stuff.
Now, originally, this was something that I learned from Zig Ziglar. For those in the audience that might know who Zig Ziglar was, he was a personal development coach and pioneer. But that was the first time I'd ever even heard it, where you could the difference between reaction and response.
I think most of the time I'm responding. I think my chosen response might not be the best response. So, but describe. You got to give different scenarios for a situation, a particular situation, to say, okay, you're reacting this way, like anything
Okay.
work related, or give a situation.
I can give a bunch of situations. So, so you are around a bunch of people, whatever, but somebody says something that you don't like, or as a matter of fact, because we are all the blacks, somebody hauls off and calls you the N-word, and so your immediate reaction is a throat punch.
No.
But we see it, and now listen. I am not saying that it is not a warranted response. I am saying, was it a reaction? Meaning you didn't think about this before you did it. You didn't think about any of the ramifications before you did it. You just, this happened, I responded.
Right.
Or reacted in that sense. Or did you wait a tick and determine, what are the ramifications of me responding to hate speech? Because of course,
most of the time I'll stop and think about how I want to deal with it, and it depends on where I am, who I'm around, or how I really want to take care of the situation. Or if I just need to pull
Does
them outside alone, just me and them, and have a discussion.
does pride and ego factor in to those decisions?
Not something like that. Not something like that.
Okay, well
Because
let's change it then. Let's say somebody shoulder checks your spouse.
Oh Lord.
all right, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I
Because
see
then
they ain't knock him to the ground or nothing. You know, they ain't punch him, but they definitely didn't make space for them in the aisleway, so they hit him with that
I
that
have to
heavy
address
shoulder.
I have to address it. I have to address it immediately.
But is that going to be a reaction, meaning,
Yeah,
or
yes,
is it going
because
to be a
it's not a thought.
response?
It's not a thought out response. There's a reaction. Somebody hit my wife. I'm reacting.
Mm,
I'm reacting.
I don't agree.
I'm not gonna think about it. 'Cause I gotta
I
bring them
don't
back. Hey,
agree.
hey,
I don't
say,
agree.
come back, sir. Please excuse me. Or what's the situation? Uh,
Well, see, I would still say that would be a response,
That's
because
what
that's a response.
to
that's a
me that's
response.
still a measured response,
That's a
because
measured response.
you did not act out of character in that situation. Now, if there was no hey, come back, what are you doing? Hey, what's the problem is, if it was just knuckle sandwich, straight up.
No words, no thought process into it, but by you
I didn't say it was a
responding,
lot of time. We're talking about milliseconds of difference. The
but
human
see,
mind can react or respond very quickly.
that's an automatic response.
Response is a choice.
That's an automatic response for any loving husband. Let's be real.
Right. I gotta go see about this. I gotta
Exactly.
take care of this immediately.
But no, wait. I would you say for any loving husband, whatever that means, but that still is something that you had to consider. And I only say that because here was when, I mean, this wasn't the first time, but when I really knew that I was married. And I've told this story before, was one night the front door blew open. We didn't know it had blown open. And I didn't even hear it. Janine heard the alarm say front door open. And she woke me up. And it was my response
Dude did.
to have to go and deal with whatever was at the door. So we say a loving husband, but I can guarantee you there's some that would have been like, you woke up.
No, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I'm going to
Listen,
the door
hey,
first.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. Let me be clear about one thing. If I was, let's say I was married to Chris Cyborg. Now, for those that don't know who Chris Cyborg is, she was a world champion UFC fighter, and she happened to marry me. Who you think fitting to win if we go out here in the living room and somebody actually out there?
I am.
No, she got a better chance to winning than you got,
No,
bro.
Not,
Yes,
she
you
don't.
do.
I
Hey,
bet money she
okay.
don't.
I bet I'm gonna be standing behind her with that ting, but
Delusion is strong. No, sir. That's like you said. That's a reaction. Delusion is strong.
I honestly
Instincts
no.
and all that kick in. I'm going.
It depend on who come in that house when you say delusion is strong, because look, okay,
It's my house.
if Snoop Dogg come in the house, she murdering Snoop Dogg. Now if a 250-pound man come in the house, okay, she might not be able to handle that one. But Snoop Dogg ain't got nail muscle on that body. He was curling tens, bro. He ain't handling that.
And struggle.
That's why he gonna need that pune in order to do anything in that situation.
But that's all you need.
No, some people don't need a pune. You've already established that you do not need a pune.
I don't. I that's why I don't own. I don't.
You can get you some throwing knives though.
No, I don't need that either. I don't need it, right?
What about
Huh?
what about some
But anyway, so
anyway,
I would still say that even in that shoulder bump response, I would still say that was a response to me. because it wasn't like, to me, a reaction would be somebody showed to bump my wife, so I shot and killed him.
That's foolishness.
That's a reaction. That's a reaction.
But that's a reaction because you let your ire, your anger get the best of you.
So what you're saying, what I hear you saying is that when you allow the anger to get the best of you, you react more than you would respond.
Yeah, because once you get to the point, y'all ever seen that? It's a Pixar film where it's like got all the emotions, but how anger is always just blowing up all the time.
Yeah, Inside Out.
Yeah. So that the little anger dude is reaction, because it's always going to be all the way to the left every time.
0 to 100
every time.
See,
but that's reaction.
I think you learn self-control. You learn some kind of discipline about yourself. You should. I say should.
To me, once you start learning that self-control, now you start responding versus reacting.
Right.
You should. Yeah, it's some people out here still got some work to do, but you should.
But most of the time, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna calculate something quickly.
Now, well, it don't take long. It don't take long to calculate nothing. I mean, you'd be surprised from the last car accident I was in, from the moment I realized I was going to be in an accident to the moment to when the accident happened seemed like forever. I mean, it seemed like 5 minutes inside of my mind, because I'm like, man, this is happening, that's happening. I can see the airbag deploy, like physically see the airbag deploy. It's not like it was a surprise. I saw it come out the steering wheel and everything else. So when in super stressful situations, time really does slow down. I don't know why that is. I'm sure somebody smarter than me could certainly tell us. But so did your parents teach you about stress?
Yeah, but their solution was always just pray. That was my mom and dad's solution for a lot of stuff.
How you got time to pray if somebody showed to check your wife?
But that's what the point was. It was in preparation for stressful situation. It was always that. It was never a lesson of you're angry in this moment. Count the 10. You know how some people have techniques and different things. Take 3 deep breaths and different things you can do to kind of regulate and kind of calm down. And which everybody should learn those. Yes, they are good. But for the most part, my parents didn't teach me to handle immediate and intense stress. Like in the Marine Corps, you're in combat zone. Nobody can teach you to be self-aware. Nobody teaches you that, how you handle and how you respond and how you react. Nobody really prepares you for it. So that's something I feel like people, you kind of got to be in certain situations to understand. I teach my sons something like this, and being prepared just in case you get in a fight. Like, you should already know certain things about you before you get to the situation. If somebody just run up on you and punch you in the face, okay, you already know if you can fight, if you can defend yourself or not. You already know. You know how strong you are. If you don't know, you should find out quickly. Like, I believe there's a lot of preparation and discipline around handling stressful situations. And I think that's because of the way my parents kind of raised us. It wasn't a instant response. This happened now, you shouldn't. Nah, it wasn't much of that. It was kind of run through scenarios in your head, think about it, have a plan beforehand, whether good or bad, whether extreme, and all that stuff. Because even good things in life is stressful. Success is stressful. There's stress in everybody's life in some degree. So I think having proper systems in place to help you deal with that stress management plans and stuff like that, that's a great tool to have. You should have it. So I don't know. I think that's the best way my parents taught me, man. And I, everybody has to find their own way and figure out what works. Because
Right.
praying ain't gonna work on somebody shooting at you. I'm sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no. Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
The
Yes, it
bullets ain't
will.
dodging that. No, it won't. I
No,
only play like that.
when you pray, it will give you the
No,
whole armor.
no. We're not playing like that. No, we're gonna actually have some good common sense.
You're right. You should.
Because the good thing about it is getting down on your knees. Yeah, all
You
right.
don't even need to
Up.
get down. You can get up, and the archangel will stand in front of you.
Well.
And then you're gonna meet God after that.
I want to meet some people that actually believe that kind of foolishness, because at some point in time you got to have some sense.
You know, I feel like
stop over spiritualizing things. So
I feel like people believe that until bullets actually start flying, and then they believe go out the window real fast.
But see,
there's
that's
a
what
whole
I'm
lot of
saying.
people saying it, and they don't really believe it for real. They saying it, but they don't really believe it.
No, I wasn't. And that's again, like I said, I wasn't raised that way. I was raised, yeah, God will protect you, be with you, but reality is you have a human body. There's pain. You can die.
Yes.
So have some sense. Have some sense about what you're doing.
Well, that's the way you was raised, sir.
Yeah,
what about you,
a lot
Denzo?
of people need to go back.
Balls to the wall, pedal to the metal, action, out the gate. Something happened, you respond right there, and you make sure that it is the most extravagant, extra energy you can give to it. There you go. So, with that being said, everything was over the top. It was always 0 to 100. There was no subtle way to approach something. It was more reacting than responding, in my case, in my growing up. A whole lot of
That's
swinging.
how people get hurt. Yeah, a whole lot of swinging.
A whole lot of swinging.
Yeah.
You name 2x4s, irons, you name it, bro. We out there. Go get your own switch. That was an immediate. That was an immediate reaction.
Now to get your own switch is different. Get your own switch is different.
If you say something wrong, if you do something wrong, if you breathe too heavy, if you eating too fast, if you're eating with your mouth full, if you didn't wash behind your ears, why you wash dishes with cold water, there was a reaction. It was the reaction to all that.
That's crazy.
No, I've seen some of that. Some of that I understand.
You better not laugh.
You better not laugh. Why you not laughing?
Yeah.
Everything definitely. Well, I think that's one of the reasons why I struggle with stressful situations, because I'm always going to fight myself. That's one of the things that I deal with.
I had to be taught to, and I do mean had to be taught to deal with stressful situations young, because my temper was terrible.
Costing your family money.
You know, I did not, and when I say terrible, I mean, I didn't, the problem is, in my baseline in a stressful situation is just anger. So they had to teach me how to control that so that I wouldn't react and I could respond.
Right.
But that's been, I still remember, because I won't say that I'm violent, but there were signs. Because like, hey, if somebody was, I didn't have a problem putting hands on people. I'll just say that.
Boy had tendencies.
I did not have a problem putting my hands on people.
Right.
I never really got in trouble for it. But if you came off sideways, I was probably gonna put my hands on you. I was like Calvin. So
No, see, but my thing wasn't. It's not out of anger. I don't put my hands on you out of
Oh
anger.
no.
I
For
planned it out. I
for
thought about
for
this.
for me, it was anger. Because I was definitely like I said, I have a hard time staying mad, and now that I've learned to deal with those things, it takes a while for me to get angry. But when I was younger, I get mad at the drop of a hat,
No,
and then it
no,
was all reaction city after that, baby. All reaction.
no. I didn't have those. Whenever I fought, it wasn't out of anger.
You
It
wrote
was
it down in your journal. It's like, all right, I'm gonna throw these punches.
yeah,
Boom.
no. I actually thought it through and just wanted to enjoy myself and
Let me get my
I
calendar. When am I gonna
I
write
had
this on this phone?
yeah. I was like that as a kid. I was unless it was brought to me only like when, with Marcus stuff like that.
On the
That's the only
13th,
time.
if he don't talk me the
Yeah,
right way, I'm gonna slap him.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Get off
Talk
the
to me
butt. All right.
nice.
Yeah, I no, because I did. I was like, all right. I tell you what, I'm not gonna argue with you as a kid. We gonna either fight, like come by the house. I ain't get suspended for you. I got no. Come meet me out here. let me. I gotta reason this. I gotta calculate this. I'm not getting in trouble. I'm not getting in trouble if it's not worth it. Because two reasons I never fought in school is one because I'm not gonna get to fight you. Somebody's gonna break it up before I get going. I don't want that. The last time I got punched in the face, and this I tell anybody this story was in ninth. It was ninth, 10th grade, and the guy hit me 3 times, broke my glasses and everything. And I sat there and took him. I'm like, all right. And
I'm
everybody
gonna
thought I
see
was a
you though.
punk. Yeah. Everybody thought I was a punk. Everybody like, how you let him get? I'm like, hey, all right. I'm not worried about what y'all say. Let it go. Because I'm not getting suspended and then got to deal with the bishop and all that.
It's like my fear is in a higher place.
Yeah. I'm not because of you. I see you in the
Like I
street.
gotta go home, bro. We ain't doing
Yeah, I
this here.
gotta go home. I'm not doing this here. Because after I beat you, guess who getting beat? Me. Nah, I ain't getting. Can't. Nah.
But come
Marcus
on over
was on the
here.
other hand. Marcus was a little different. Marcus ain't care about nothing and nobody. He loved to fight. He just loved it's in him. That's the other thing. Like some people just not like you said, violent. Like, he ain't even got to be mad to fight. He just want to fight. That's different. I won't like that.
Well, you also probably got to see the consequences of that.
Yeah, man. I ain't trying to get a spanking because you want to be stupid and you want to overreact and you think you hard, which I know I could beat you. No.
Stressful situations, guys.
Stressful situation, man.
And
So
we're back.
yeah. Stressful situation. I think the most stressful thing I've dealt with was Al-Assad. That was the most stressful.
The what?
Al-Assad.
Al-Assad.
That's the
Outside.
most stressful I've ever had. Yeah.
Uh,
And even then, that's out of your control. And that training, muscle memory kicked in. That's when I knew that was real. Training and being prepared for situations and like routinely playing scenarios out. That actually kicked in because when that first attack started happening, and I woke up grabbing rifle, flat, Kevlar, top rat bang, and ran out the door. I didn't know what I did it until maybe 10, 20 minutes later.
Hey, listen, that first attack, I mean, it probably wasn't funny to everybody else. It was funny to me because of how many people mentally weren't prepared. Because that first attack, that was what I did. As soon as first boom, I rolled off the cot onto the floor.
Yep.
And then got all my stuff. But it was people out there standing next to them HESCO barriers, one boot on, one boot off, no rifle. It's like, bro, it's like, what is
Hey,
like,
it's going down.
out here.
It's going down. It's
I'm like,
going down.
yo. But I don't know. Maybe they just maybe they were I don't know, maybe they was different or they was like, well, I'm in the air wing, so ain't nothing gonna happen.
No, bro,
But
I rolled over, had everything on. I was sitting on the wall like this.
I remember because it was the first night. It was like oh, this real.
This real. This is real. This real. This real.
But some of them cats wasn't
Yeah.
ready. They wasn't
Yeah.
ready at all.
Smoking
This
and
is
joking,
real.
baby. Smoking and
This
joking.
is this is real. This is somebody about to die.
Yo, what's that flickering up there? Oh, that's a rocket. Let me go get my helmet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was just like that night. I was like, why y'all out here watching this rocket go by? Like, shouldn't you be getting dressed? Oh, but it kept going. They had some terrible aim. Fortunately, they had terrible aim most of the time.
Man.
But I was just like, why y'all just out here watching this jet go by? Like, this ain't an Elon Musk rocket. This is a rocket.
Man, huh?
I think that's the moment I realized it was real too. Because I was outside, but I wasn't out there half naked. But when I saw that, I was like, hey, yo, I don't want to be outside right now. Let me go inside real quick, get my stuff ready.
Man.
But yeah, that probably. But these days, I think the other problem is people don't. When it comes to stressful situations, our society doesn't make it easy to, because humans aren't designed to hold on to stress, right? But we never get an opportunity to de-stress because the vast majority of people can't afford real recreation where they can really go somewhere and unplug for whatever, a day, 2 days, 5 days, unplug from then what?
Well, I mean, well, go ahead. You're gonna just go through different ways to de-stress, or
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of ways. What one of my mentors, a guy named Michael Klaus, he always talks about, that you need to find some form of recreation because he broke down the word, said recreation essentially means to be recreated.
mm-hmm.
So if you are not, whatever that is to you, it could be, some people really love to fish. Okay, go do that. Leave your phone at the house. I think that's the other problem is we have, so many of us have constant and continuous communications with the very things that cause us some level of stress. And we don't really get an opportunity because, I mean, think about it from the standpoint of if you were back before cell phones, if you were going to the cabin to go hunting or something like that, you might legit be gone and out of communication for 3 days.
Yeah.
Just alone with your thoughts. Right? So that's an opportunity for you to, if something's stressing you, something's bothering you, you can focus on other things. But now, everybody's within arm's reach of their communication device most of the time.
Pain and ball.
And the crazy thing is, I used to, my thing always was early on in business was I didn't want to miss a call that could result in a positive outcome, some income or, new business partners. I didn't want to miss that call. So then you end up creating a habit that isn't the greatest for yourself in that you always have your phone with you. Now, because I drive a Tesla, you got to always have your phone with you because that is your car key. I mean, you have the little key card, but it is very inconvenient to use. It definitely is a secondary key. So it really attaches you permanently to your chain and ball, as Zoe called it.
Some people drink. Some people use sex. There's a whole bunch exercise.
Smoking the tweeds.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big thing now. Smoking.
Especially when they can do it without getting time for it.
Yeah.
Now that they're making things legal to do. So I mean, there are definitely good ways and bad ways of dealing with stress. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It really is the pent up stress, I think, is where you end up getting to the reaction versus respond. Because, like I said, we're not designed to just hold on to stress. And back in ancient times, you did so much physical work that you really weren't holding on to stress anyway. because crazily enough, when you're doing physical work, you can't really think about much else other than the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, try doing deadlifts and focusing on what's in your bank account at the same time. It don't really work.
It does for me. Not for everybody, but it does.
Exercising
To get
does
some of
help
that
relieve a lot
anger
of
out,
stress.
that aggression out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helps.
So that's why all the kids at the gym are afraid of you. I understand.
That's what I did. That was my stress reliever. So if something was going on, you could tell. When you hear all the caduceus and the cabangs and see the bar bending, that was me getting rid
Relieving
of some
stress.
Yeah.
Relieving stress.
That pain I was feeling was helping me alleviate some of that stress that I'm dealing with. Stressful situation, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, man. I ain't got nothing else.
That's all I got, man. Y'all did a
I ain't got
wonderful
nothing
job. Thank y'all for y'all participation. I appreciate it. Y'all carried this one, and I appreciate you.
All right. So, any last words on responding versus reacting in these stressful situations?
I'm gonna tell you like my mom and dad say, pray.
Learn how to
find healthy ways to manage your stress. Find healthy ways to relieve that stress, so that way you don't go around overreacting or just, like I said, reacting to every little thing. That's not helping.
Well said, sir. I got nothing.
Me either. So we'll see y'all next week.
Well.